So we are still back in Kiambu County, and of course, we are taking a look as business has really resumed. Remember, in different African countries, we have been dealing with COVID-19. We have been dealing with a lot of businesses are being closed back. Seems like different counties, for example, Kiambu County, things are of course panning out for the better. Like everybody is now ready to do bills. And of course, Karibuni Sana, this is Calmie, and you are tuning to the Black Hotline Network Media for the 21st century. Let's take a look. Of course, it's still out on the fields. Let's take a look at how things are. We have been talking about the last time we did get to give you a live all the way from Nairobi County in the city, but here we are in a different county. Well, seems like everybody is up and about trying to put money on the table. You can see as well as the groceries are not left behind because you definitely need them for survival. Business is back, everything is normal. You can see that not many people are actually wearing masks because in this particular county, I think the police actually got tired of like following everyone, regarding wearing masks. Personally, I'm not even wearing one because of like, thinks I'm not in the CBD, so nobody's going to like question me. Simple things are your blessings. Simple things that are your blessings, your blessing. Simple things are your blessing. I do not know it's your blessing. You think you make your shoes by your feet. Melon, how much? About. Simple things are your blessing. Simple things are your blessing, your blessing. Simple things are your blessing. You better know it's your blessing. The day we used to survive, many panic difficult because they make the better life. Man alone, they get enough to live another life. Telling them again, but I'm not in that advice. Life, no get chance too often. But just to sadness and invest in nothing. Time, let the cash lifetime fasting. Tell them say you love them for yesterday, me not coffin. And they tell her this friend, they got good days, bad days. You know, see how we got, they would have trade books and car and cheddar. Just to get one more minute with me.
Tell you, I had a ghost one yesterday. The simple things are your blessings. Simple things, them are your blessings, the blessings. Simple things are your blessings. I don't know what is the blessings. The simple things are your blessings. Simple things, them are your blessings.
Definitely had to get some fruits for myself, as I am about to buy my dinner tonight. But you know, they say that after good meal, you definitely need some fruit or maybe let's say a drink. But of course, the fruit is always to easen down the hard stress of achieving. But of course, business is back. Everything is normal. This is Campbell County, and some time back, we might of course get to other counties and get to take a look if things are indeed the same.
Mchana wa leo baba nakuja mahali hapa ili Mungu neno lako liweze kupatikana mahali hapa. Oye, patikana hizo. Ndio madam.
Business is back, of course. Border business is on the rise. I mean, everyone is doing it. Let's cross over the other side of the road and take a look at is this really the way forward for many youths. Of course, many youths are indulging on the border.
Niaje ndugu yangu hapo mko area. Pero ije.
Sasa siendi poa.
Hello.
Well, of course, the business is real, and we just bumped into some older friend from the border business. Like I told you, everyone is actually doing the border business in Africa. Not everyone, but of course, the youths are actually doing the border business. Which is one thing that actually enables them to like put food on the table.
Good afternoon, Calmie.
Oh, hi.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I didn't get to carry my earphones.
It seems like a hot afternoon. I'll just let you proceed.
Yeah, it is a hot afternoon. I'm just around taking a look at the situation in Kiambu County. If indeed the business is back, but I can see business is back and everything is just normal. Hi.
Everything is good. And in the studio,
You got me good.
No, I can hear you. I'm saying in the studio we're just chilling, but I was saying that I believe it might rain. It might rain later in the afternoon where you are. It might actually rain in the afternoon where you are.
Indeed.
I was just.
Get some earphones.
No, it's all good. It's all good. I wanted just to ask you about the BBI. Do you think the people are ready to go and vote for the BBI?
I think for me, I'm not into politics, but let me tell you one thing about the BBI. Yeah. I really don't care about it, considering that we are going to spend a lot of money. Considering that you're going to spend a lot of money in ensuring that some of these seats that have never been, some of these seats, for example, for the prime minister and things like that, we are going to ensure that they are going, of course, to be catered for. But I just want to be, I'm against it because for one thing, we're spending a lot of money. The government has even taken a loan. The government has even taken a loan in terms of ensuring that the BBI gets, of course, to be, it gets to be moved on in Kenya. So I can say that we're spending a lot of money, and this money definitely should have done something. Considering that right now, as much as many people are embarking into business, as much as many people are embarking into different activities to try and earn a living, I can say that it's a no-no for me. So I am against the BBI spikes.
And let me ask you something. Do you hear people are complaining about the economy anywhere in the streets? Do you hear people, complaining about the economy in the streets?
Yes, they are. I'm just from taking a tour around the Kiambu County. And let me tell you, as much as I can see that there's a lot of vehicles, there's a lot of border borders. The border borders, they're just motorcycles. As much as there's a lot of them, still there is a large number of youths, of course, and even older people, of course, that are complaining that the economy is hard. Putting food on the table, let me tell you, Spikes, it is becoming quite hectic. Because right now, even affording, yes?
Yeah. People normally do say January is very dry. People cannot find any money in January. I don't know what they are saying about February.
I think it's just the same. No month is dry. Let me tell you, I've just come to confirm that. No month is dry. It all depends with how you have saved it, how much you have. Because some people in January, they actually go to these showrooms to buy new cars, new designers for quite a lot of money. So it's all about, in Swahili we say, vinyutakuwa mjanja.
And it also matters whether you're working for the government, because we know that the corruption has actually affected almost every other department of the government. If you're working for government department, it might be easy, especially for the health department. The millions they were saying that was the COVID millionaires. I don't know if you remember about the COVID millionaires. And let me also ask you something. In the street, do you see people still and wearing their mask as you move about? Is everyone wearing the mask?
Take a look at me. I am not. Nobody is. I think just a few people are wearing their masks because on this particular place, the police are not that strict. And I think people have realized that, hey, all this thing is just a scam, because they have seen the number of millions that have been scammed, by this, by the Ministry of Health, by different politicians. So tunasema tu watu wamechoka. They're so tired of following the rules. It's just that I can't zoom in my camera, but most people are not wearing their mask. I've actually walked near a policeman. He has not stopped me because even them, they have even removed that. So it's just like the order of the day. Nobody really cares about the masks anymore.
It seems like the taxi business, the border business is doing very, very well where you are. It seems like everyone is riding a border. And
yes,
also I can see a garage. I think right behind you I can see some tires in the garage.
Yeah.
Do you think
the reason as to why
go on.
The reason as to why there is a lot of borders, I don't know if you can see. All right. Yes. That's what already. But the reason why there's a lot of borders is that in this particular county, there's a lot of youth, and most of the time, politicians actually get to use youth, in terms of giving them borders that they can't be voted in, and I can say it has really worked. So the youth number of people actually riding borders, it is the youth on this particular place. Yeah.
And do you think the borders are filling up the gap, the employment gap? Do you think the borders giving the youth borders will end the unemployment problem we have in Kenya? Do you think
on a scale of 50, I can say approximately 20%, because at least now you can find an activity where they can indulge in. Instead of sitting the whole day and actually being idle the whole day makes you plan to indulge into violence. So I can say that partly contributed, and this is one this is one association that they have even formed their own umbrella, whereby they have even a person who is an overall person who gets to dictate how they're going to be reading. They have some rules and regulations guarding. It's more like a circle actually that they have for themselves, which actually gives them the motivation to be waking up on a daily basis. They have even a chama. Chama is more like how can you call chama in English?
It's just a circle, a savings and credit, a savings and credit corporation group, a savings and credit group,
Exactly. So it has enabled them, to even avoid crime. So I can say it has partly contributed, as much as these same borders are the ones that are actually getting for this crime. But then again, it's all about being.
Can you show us a little bit about the state of the roads? We want to see the road nearby. Can we see how the road looks like? People might say in Africa, people are driving in cars on dirty roads. I wanted to see a little bit of the roads and how the roads are, and so that you can also show the family what's going on with the road situation if you are able to. Yeah, I think I can see it from that particular side. I can see it. I wanted to ask you a little bit about the situation with the motorbikes, the borders. Do you think some people claim that borders are increasing the crime rates? Others say that borders are giving young people employment, so they are not involved in crime. What is your opinion regarding young people and the borders?
Earlier on, I just said that a lot of youth are now indulging into border. Yes, it has reduced the rate of unemployment, but at the same time, the border people are the people you should not be messing with. If you have taken a look at, for example, an accident has happened, you can see that even if the border person was on the wrong side, trust me, you with the car you might even end up losing your life because of how aggressive these people are. So yes, they have a partly, as much as it has contributed to employment, it has also increased the rate of crime. For example, here, you have to be careful with your phone, nobody to snatch you and disappear on a border. So you've seen such incidents happening. But because it is daytime and all alert, so of course it's not gonna happen. This is the road. I believe you can see the road.
Yeah, I see it. The family can also see it. If anyone is just wondering how the roads are in that particular part of Nairobi, you can see that the infrastructure is not so bad. We have a dual. Is that a dual carriage? That's actually a highway, and we do have some cars getting out of the cities. Others trying to get back into the cities, and that is what is happening in that particular area. And also I was asking earlier about security and crime. We understand that if you do have many unemployed young people, then perhaps they might get involved in crime. But I'm also wondering about the issue of the transportation of foods into the city. Do you see these large trucks coming into the city, or is it just these are small vehicles? Do you see also
let me actually just show you. Yes, you can see some large trucks coming into the city, most of them from Tika County. For example, transporting petrol. There is for meal, there is for food. You can actually see trucks are actually making a huge percent in terms of transportation of food, transportation of building materials. The trucks have it all. So yes, they are actually contributing in terms of bringing food at farmers, and they can get to sell in the city. And actually, when you get to bring food from the village and you come to sell it to the city, it will mean that even those in the village actually get to have some money. It's more like creating employment. The loading one, that is also employment being created. You can see, of course, there are some trucks that are moving.
And I also have another question while you are still there in the street. I wanted to ask you, tell us a little bit about the transport situation in the Matatu sector, because I can see the vans are painted yellow. They have a yellow line. Tell us a little bit about that.
All right, in regards to the Matatu, or rather the transport sector, we did have the government come about with a way that they're going to like determine that is the buses, for students, and also buses for the public, because they can realize that the rate of accidents was so high. It is not even.
I think your microphone is shaking a lot. Your microphone is shaking a lot. Try hold your microphone, because because there's about a bit of a static noise from your microphone. Just make sure it's not shaking a lot. Yeah. Kindly go on. Yeah.
All right. So actually a yellow bus just the government came with the initiative, like determine to distinguish action.
Yeah.
Which one is carrying students? Which one is carrying, let's say, let me use the word civilians, because the rate of accidents is so high. There's a time whereby even that is school-going children were being caught up in the same situations, accidents happening, losing their lives. So to sum up, the government came about with yellow should be for students, whether in primary school level or high school level. Yellow should be their color. But of course, on higher learning institutions, we still have a different color. Any learning institution can get to distinguish their institution, maybe just the same way it is in terms of maybe what are represented. For example, in JPAT, we have it is represented as an agricultural institution. So you can still have that one in your class. You don't have the yellow on buses, but the yellow on primary school and secondary school, it is mandatory such that the police can be able to patrol, or rather to check the speed that the drivers are driving this.
What is the speed? What is allowed speed? What is allowed speed in the street, in the public van, the matatus? What is the speed? What is the speed in Kenya?
It is 80 kilometers per hour in Kenya.
Yeah.
In buses, but of course you are allowed to drive slower than that. But let me tell you, at night, even you can see right now that there is no traffic. No one is adhering to that. People are just over because they're chasing the same right, so they use a lot of traffic. So not everybody is adhering to the 80 kilometers per hour for the public transport.
And of course, there is something that has been said about that road that you're showing us. They have said that the road has been constructed using Chinese money. And also, I think it's being preserved and, using the Chinese money. What is your thought about the issue of the Chinese in Nairobi?
Let me tell you, the Chinese will do anything to benefit. Benefit. The Chinese will do anything to benefit. So of course, we do have a lot of projects here in Africa whereby they have been funded by the Chinese government. This road it is believed to have been constructed during President Moi Kibaki's era, and so far so good. It is.
Your audio is not great. Sorry, just give me a minute. I think try fix your microphone. It's moving a lot. Someone cannot really hear well. Just try what you can do. It's shaking. I think it's shaking a lot or something like that. Try hold it. Yeah, correctly. So go on, kindly.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah, there's some static on it. Yeah, I can hear you, but continue.
All right, just to say that this road was constructed by Moi Kibaki during his era. And of course, he worked part and parcel with the Chinese. We've seen a lot of constructions are being done with the Chinese government actually chipping in. And some of this money, most of the time, the constructor, standing for that road, they definitely get to split the money halfway. So as a result, we've seen a lot of, let me tell you one thing that this road has led to, a lot of Chinese babies. That is what I can tell you. Construction in Kenya has led to a lot of Chinese babies. Let me tell you one thing. That is one thing I've realized. as much as there is the issue of embezzlement of funds. But hey, the direct to Chinese baby is so on the rise.
I agree. I think when it comes to the matter of the Chinese and the infrastructure projects, many governments should be very, very careful so that you're not given money to construct, white elephant projects. That is what we call them, white elephant projects. Because some
Exactly.
people might think that these construction projects are important. Yes, they are important, but at the end of the day, you must look at the terms and the conditions for those loans. Because for some countries like Sri Lanka, we have seen Sri Lanka's port being taken over by the Chinese. We have also seen Jamaica, the the port in Jamaica has also been taken over by the Chinese as well, and people need to be very, very careful. I see some blue skies, but later on I know that the skies will actually just turn into gray, and everything
Yes,
will
it is.
go crazy.
Yes, indeed, it has actually.
I wanted to ask you, how is the situation? How is the transport situation when it rains? When it rains, how does the transport situation change?
It depends. If it is an all-weather road, then things are okay. But
Yeah.
it will mean that the fare will hike. For example, you are right. Maybe a few hours from now, it might rain because it's a little bit busy. But
Yeah.
during that time, on most occasions, the transport gets too high.
Yeah.
And when it's not on an all-weather road, then trust me. For example, these huge trucks that are transporting goods, you get to realize that they are stuck. They get stuck. So of course, there is the delay of the goods. If these goods are perishable, then you get to realize that there is you get to experience a deficit as a business person. That is the challenge that I can say in terms of the situation when there is when it's raining.
And we understand in some areas that people might consider that to be exploitation, because how do you tell me the fare has hiked simply because it's showering? How do you tell me the fare has hiked simply because it's raining? People might not really understand. But in Nairobi, you get to find that when it rains, and maybe perhaps you are at the bus stop, you'll find that the fares might actually just hike, and it's crazy to think of even the road sector becoming very, very chaotic. The government has tried to streamline things, the transport industry. For the public vehicles, or for the public transportation, they do have a yellow stripe. All the minibuses have a yellow. All the vans have a yellow stripe on them. This actually shows you when you are in Nairobi that is a public transportation vehicle, and that is a public transportation van. And like you had also Calmie telling us earlier, there is also the issue of the speed limit. It's actually set at 80 kilometers per hour for the speed limit. And another thing you also need to realize is that we keep on the left side of the road. If you see from where Calmie is standing, you realize that all the vehicles are coming in and are getting past her. They are using the left hand side of the road. This might be different for other different countries, but for most of the countries that were colonized by the British in Africa, and that they do get to use the left hand side. For example, if you go to Rwanda, in Rwanda it's, I believe, the opposite. In Rwanda they do use the right hand side, which is still okay. But nonetheless, you find that that particular difference exists between these two countries. This is Calmie in the streets, and she's getting show us a little bit of what is going on. I think I'll let you carry on and show the family a little bit more about what is going on in that area.
Okay, sure thing.
Yeah.
I believe you can see.
Yeah, I do. You can. Yeah,
And you
you
have
can show the
and
family.
you all right. And
Sorry, you
you
can
have
carry on.
realized that
Yeah.
yes, I believe you can see, and you have realized that not after every 5 minutes at most, a motorcycle has to pass, which actually implies that a lot of individuals are indulging into this business. You can't say, for example, here, this is more like a garage. There's a motorcycle, there is the bajaji. You
Yeah.
can see the bajaji.
Yeah, I do.
That is the
Yeah, I
tuk
do
tuk.
see.
Or for
Yeah.
those in Nigeria, we call it, do you call them the Okada or something like that?
Yeah, it's Okada.
The Okada now.
And I can see also there are some houses. There are some houses that are built very, very close to the road. I was just wondering, perhaps if someone is to start to set up a business there, maybe what kind of a business would someone set up around that particular area? Maybe I think maybe a spare parts for all those motorcycles might be one of the things that someone can set up in such an area. What are your ideas on some of the things that are some of the businesses that maybe people can set up around an area, which is very big?
Well, yeah, near the roads, for example, where I am, let me just turn my camera. You can see there's a hardware. You can set up a hardware. You can
Yeah.
also set up a pub, because there's a pub here whereby because they say that after hard days work, some people in the hardware, or rather in the pardon, or rather in the garage. So much like isn't there days? So you can set a hardware, you can set a pub, you can set a butchery or a hotel. Because this is what I'm saying here. There is also you can. Most of the time the hardwares are doing great. Hotels are doing great also. Hardwares are also doing great because it is near the road, which will mean that if you are constructing a house, then the transportation will be quite easy because it's just near the roads.
I also could see a lot of construction, some construction trucks, some trucks carrying construction materials. I think there's a very, very high rate of real estate development in that particular area, because from the roads I could see the trucks carrying a lot of construction materials, like the building stones. Others are perhaps carrying cement and the metals that is used to construct in other different areas. So I think that area is growing. Maybe perhaps in the next 5 or so years, I think maybe perhaps the whole area, we shall have those buildings are really, really completed, because I can see some of them have not been completed in that particular area. So I think something like a hardware would be a noble investment for anyone to make, or maybe
Indeed.
something else, like we said, the auto parts, the parts of a car, because I believe there's a few garages in that particular area as well. But there's something I'm not seeing. I'm not seeing the mama samaki or the women who sell fish. I think the people of that particular area do not love to have some food outdoors. They have some food outdoors.
There's actually a butchery you can see when there's actually a butchery there where they cook food.
Yeah, but they are not fruits vendors or any other people vendors now some food in the streets.
On this particular side,
yeah.
On this particular side, it's more like the hardwares, but but as I'll proceed, you'll get to see that there is some fruits vendors, but they're not as many as the other side of the road where I was earlier on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And let me also ask you something. I can see the real the electricity grid in that. I can see the transformer there. How is the power situation in that area? Is there consistent supply of electricity, or do they also have issues with the electricity?
There's of course a consistent supply of electricity, but whenever it has rained, on most occasions there is a blackout, or there's sometimes whereby they get to ration because Kiambu County is just not far with Thika, and we have the main power supply at Thika. So most of the time they actually get to ration. There is ration and electricity due to the setup of many industries. We do have bakeries around. We do have industries manufacturing these hardware materials. For example, you can see on the other side, because there is a truck that's a lot of trucks that are loaded, and these trucks they are transporting there is a building materials. For example, let me just assume on this one here right here, you can see it. And that's just transporting, transport materials. So this is some of the reasons why we do have rationing. That is the weather, and also the industry at sometimes they have to ration electricity for some time. But it doesn't happen frequently. It's a once in a while thing. But most of the time, for example, this time when it's about to rain, we get to realize that electricity becomes an issue at some point.
And there is something else I also do notice about the environment. There is a heap of garbage right ahead of you. I think the city council or whomever is, the municipality is also not very, very careful. I think people are not getting fined because you can see the heap of garbage. And that is what you call, that is, of course, an impact on the environment when you do have all that pollution in that particular area. People might think that all parts of Nairobi are like that. Please let us know that all parts of Nairobi are the same.
Not at all. On this particular side, like I told you, it's more like hardware, so no one is really concerned. And I can say that there's a lot of businesses here, so the public health officers are more concerned in getting a bribe rather than taking a look at this, garbage and so on. But we do have garbage trucks that actually do get to collect this, litter from time. So that is this garbage from time to time. But right now, I honestly do not understand why it's not collected. Perhaps they have a specific day. But on most of our you get to realize that the garbage is collected on a weekly basis. Every Monday, garbage has to be collected. You can see this particular area is loaded with a lot of trucks, actually.
And also, apart from the garbage, I would just like to know about the matter of the water supply, because I can see some women sitting on the mtungis, as we call them, the jerry cans. And I would just like to ask, is the area also has a reliable and a consistent supply of water, or is the government striving to do something towards supplying of people with the water in those particular areas? You can just walk straight ahead and let us know.
All right. In terms of water supply, this depends where you are. For example, in the area where I am, it's an upcoming, it's a growing area. So which will mean that there isn't no limited water supply. But on the other side of the road, that is the student section, you realize that water is rationalized. That in a week, maybe you get to receive water.
I think before you just passed a car, someone just left their car and it turned into a greenhouse there. There is a car on your side, there is a car right there. Someone left it there. And it actually turned into a greenhouse. I don't know whether they are growing some plants in that car. Anyhow, yes, about the issue of the water. I hope the people are getting to conserve the water. And right now it's raining, and I hope people are tapping some rainwater. I believe it's legal to tap some rainwater and use it for different general purposes.
Yes, it's legal, but you have to wait for many people to tap that water. And sometimes it's just you rather pay bills, and the water you had tapped earlier on to be enough. Because I believe, for example, the students section side, we do have students with huge jerry cans in their houses, so that they can be storing water whenever there is some water shortage. But where I am, it's very rare. You actually just have drinking water.
I do believe that the government is also trying to improve about the matter of water supply and electricity supply, because at the end of the day, people need water. At the end of the day, people need electricity. And at the end of the day, people also need to have those roads tarmacs, because you're trying to get from point A to point B without having to step on lots of water and everything else. But nonetheless, this is Africa, and this is the street of Nairobi, and we have Calmie in the streets showing us a little bit of what's good. Like you saw earlier, the roads are not that bad, and also there are some things maybe perhaps you might think on setting up some businesses, and I do believe the opportunities are there in Africa. This is another part of Nairobi. Of course, Nairobi is vast, and Nairobi has a population of over has a very, very big population. Let me just see. I wanted to ask you something as we finalize. Is the area densely populated? Do we have a lot of people? Because I understand that the population of Nairobi, the whole of Nairobi, the population is about 4.5 million people in Nairobi. But I was just asking, in the area that you are in, is the area overcrowded? Is the area densely populated?
No, not at all. The area is not densely populated, because this is not the student section. But if I was on the other side of the road, perhaps let me just show you. You can see that on the other side of the road, there's a lot of houses. There's no spacing of the houses. On the other side of the road. On the other side of the road, you can see there's no spacing of the houses, which highly indicates that. Which highly indicates that that particular side is densely populated.
I haven't seen anyone I haven't seen the young men in that area saying hello to Calmie. I don't know what is happening. But nonetheless,
they're telling talks to me.
Yeah, I know they are fearing. They're wondering how people are going along talking. But nonetheless, I was just saying, how about the situation? Are the houses expensive in that particular area? Is it very, very difficult to get an affordable and a decent housing in the area?
Let me tell you, Kiambu County is the place where you can have an affordable house with great space and no dampness, because some houses don't realize there's an issue with dampness. Here, houses go for, let me start from $8. You can get a house. You can actually get a good house from $8.
You're talking about $80. $80.
Oh, sorry, $80. Oh
yeah,
my,
because $8 is 800 shillings. $8 is 800 shillings. I'm wondering, even in the slums, you cannot make it to live with $8. That is $80.
Yes, I meant $80. You can basically get a good house with its own balcony for $80. Yeah. So the housing is not expensive.
From 80 to 100, I think 80 to 100 between 80 to 100, 150, 80 to 150, you can actually get a decent housing for for a monthly fee of 80 to 100. Nonetheless, I think I'll let you make the closing comments, and it has been wonderful also, just seeing what's going on in Juja around Kiambu County. I'll also let you make your closing comments.
All right, sure thing. All right, hi everyone. I really appreciate you for tuning in. It has been just giving you updates on what is happening in Kiambu County, and of course, I've just come to a conclusion to the fact that a lot of youths are depending on the border, and in terms of setting up a business, for example, in Kiambu County, it is not that quite hard as setting up a business in the city in Nairobi. In Rwanda, it's actually quite expensive to set up a business. But here you can see there is a lot of, we call them vibandas in Swahili, which means that everyone is out there, trying to put food on the table. But at the end of the day, it's all about how you are hustling, how hard you are basically working hard, because you cannot sit in the house and wait for manna to fall. You have to do something. So in terms of the hardware, in terms of grocery stores, in terms of that is the borders, in terms of building, because we do have a lot of workers right now indulging in construction business. So you can't definitely do something as a youth out there to ensure that you basically don't end up indulging into the life of a crime. That is my prediction regarding that.
And I agree because everyone has to get out there and get their bread. And we appreciate your time, getting shows a little bit about the streets. And we hope next time we shall see, what is happening in other different areas and what's good in Africa with the Calmie African Diary Show. Thank you so much. And I hope we shall bid the family goodbye. Till next time, I want to wish everyone a happy and a productive day ahead. And in Swahili, we normally do say kwaheri.
Kwaheri.